We doing this shit.
I figure out a way to get us paid. We changing the fucking game.
The day I saw Kanan out there with some fools I ain't seen before.
If you and Kanan need anything, you come to me.
We'll figure out how to make a bigger move with that money.
Rock breathing, she hustling. Should've took her out back in the day.
After yet another big death in Season 3, the story of raising Kanan does seem like it's shifting more towards Kanan being in the streets, and the lines being drawn between him and Rock. He said he was done taking things from her in episode 2, where we saw him put the wheels in motion using Paul's career system for his product, and now him and Famous are starting to get paid. Of course, this won't go down well with Howard or Rock, because from her mother's point of view, she doesn't want Kanan in the streets, hence why she's giving more money to Famous. From Howard you can say the same, but he also knows that law enforcement have set up shop at his precinct, and so Kanan risks everything if he is caught. We've also got Duke, Lou and Marvin focusing on Duke's audition, which I do think Duke will knock out the park and win. Rock's making deals as is Marvin, and we're finally seeing what Ronnie is capable of, and where his mindset is when it comes to his enemies in Raising Kanan Season 3, Episode 3. Now the title for Episode 3 is Open for Business, and the synopsis reads: as paranoia sets in for Rock and Howard over the task force, Kanan and Famous launch their weed delivery business. Jukebox prepares for audition, and Ronnie grows impatient with Unique. Now, I don't think anybody needs an explanation when it comes to what it means by open for business. It's Kanan in the street starting his weed operation. So before we get into his hustle, this is what Mackay Curtis said prior to Season 3. Kanan is figuring out the world around him. Through Season 1, you watch him dip his toes into what reality might be, and in Season 2, you actually see him dive in a little bit further into what's happening, and by the end of it, he's actually really deep in water, so to speak. He's full on wading in the truth of what's happening, and in Season 3, he's accepting the world that's around him, and now he's trying to figure out how to sink or swim within that reality. I mean, he's dealing with the hand that he's been dealt, and just moving accordingly. So it is sink or swim for Kanan, as he's made his choice of not taking any more handouts from Rock, and I don't blame him one bit. All she had to do was be honest with Kanan with what happened with Scrap and Detective Berg, but she decided to lie again. And so we are going to see Kanan in the mix with his very own little weed business. Now, I do like what the writers have done with Kanan starting his own hustle. They're starting him off slow. He's not moving into H or powder just yet. At this moment in time, it's just weed. And no doubt as Kanan grows, meets the older heads like Snaps and Ronnie, he will get into other shit. But for now, he's got his career system up and running that operates across all 5 boroughs of New York. He's changing the game with Famous, and they're finally doing what Kanan's always wanted to do, run his own hustle. But here's where we get to the problems. In the trailer it does look like everything's running smoothly, but at some point every drug operation, there will be trouble. Whether it be law enforcement, rival drug gangs step into you because you stepped into their territory, or someone's made a move on someone else's girl, there's always something that will just flip everything at the drop of a dime, which is when we're going to see what Kanan's really made of, because we know he can do this from Seasons 1 and 2. We know about the Van Wyck operation, it was his idea. He's a smart kid, but let's see what he's capable of when he gets into some trouble. So speaking of trouble, where is Famous in all of this?
I ain't trying to be on that track again. You know better than anybody, this hustling shit just ain't me.
In episode 1, he said he wasn't cut out to be a hustler, but I think he has no choice. With any close friendship, you're going to evolve your friendship in your business, whether it be through necessity or choice. I feel that your best friend, you're always going to have their back regardless. In this season, I feel like we're going to have a lot of weight put on each other. So that's a quote from Antonio Ortiz, who plays Famous, and he doesn't have a choice. If Kanan wanted to move back in with his moms, he can. But Famous doesn't have that option. He's also done making music. His sister Jess is also gone, and so hustling is pretty much his only choice. Whether that changes his character and puts him on a dark path, let's see. Because I thought that he would be after he killed Freddy in Season 2. But it does seem like they've kind of brushed that aside when it comes to his character, so let's see what Famous is made of when they get deeper into the streets. Now with Kanan being in the streets, we've got Howard warning Rock that he saw him the other day with some new friends, which is when he drove past him, and at that moment in time Kanan really wasn't in anything, but he is now, and it is a problem. So we've got Rock giving some money to Famous and telling him if he and Kanan need anything, then they can come to her. But we all know Kanan is done taking handouts, and just to add some more context to this scene, this is where we'll probably see Kanan slapping the money out of Famous's hand and giving him a slap or two, as well as warning him he doesn't take shit from Rock anymore, which was from the season trailer. And this is what Antonio Ortiz spoke about prior to Season 3, the evolution of their friendship becoming more business by each passing day. And that's where I think they'll end up when Kanan gets really deep with these older heads like Ishmael Snaps Henry and Ronnie. With Rock, we saw her continuing to make moves to get out of the game in episode 2. She met with the Colombian connect Joaquin, where she told him that she was out, which was also met with some skepticism from Juliana, which is another side plot I think Rock will deal with at some stage. There's no way Rock takes shit from someone like Juliana. But in regards to episode 3, it does sound as if we're going to see her continue to make moves away from the street game. We've got her saying any offer she makes is going to be straight cash, just one number, which I think could be for this old rundown shopping mall. Let's not forget, she also learned quite a bit from Cartier in season 2 in regards to cleaning the one thing that you can hold, touch and feel but can't get rid of, cash. So we are going to see her making some business moves with the blood money she has stashed away. Whether it proves to be fruitful, I'm not so sure, but one thing we do know is she will end up back in the street game because she's born to move weight. Now Marvin's also moving weight in a club, and maybe with the same guys that he met in episode 2, which I did say, let's keep a very close eye on them, because I wouldn't be surprised if they were undercover. Cops are going to be all over the Italian mafia and the Thomas family, so if Marvin is moving weight away from Rock, he needs to be very careful. Someone else who wants to keep close tabs on Rock is Ronnie. We've got him and his brother in a gym, and in contrast to what we've seen in episodes 1 and 2, it's actually Ronnie who's doing most of the talking in this scene. So far all we've seen from him is him being very quiet, observant, just watching what Unique does, and Ronnie's actually come across like a very creepy, scary guy, which I think the writers are going for, but he does say, if Rock is breathing then she's hustling, and how they should have taken her out back in the day. And I really do wonder what Unique's response is. We all know he's been kicking it with Rock for a few weeks, whether he's running game on her or not is yet to be seen, but we may just get our answers in this scene. Let's not forget, Ronnie doesn't know anything about Unique and Rock, or does he? Is he saying this because he knows something's not right and he's trying to suss Unique out and what he's up to? One thing's for sure, when it comes to Ronnie, he is going to start to shake things up. At some point he'll also come across Kanan, which is most likely that's how he gets introduced to Ishmael Snaps Henry. He'll be in conflict with Unique, he wants to take out Rock, and who knows what he has planned or what else he's thinking. Now something we do know is, the bouncer that spoke shit to him in episode 2, he's going to be the first to feel Ronnie's wrath after his release from prison. We're going to see Ronnie go up to him and we're going to see what he can do, which will just add to his scary profile of his. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of Ronnie, what his chess moves are, what he's thinking, and how Unique responds to him saying that they should have killed Rock back in the day. Now elsewhere in the trailer we've also got Duke, Lou and Marvin getting Duke ready for a big audition, and I do feel like she is due a win. Sasha Penn teased post season 2 that we will see a few wins for Duke in season 3, because she has suffered a lot of heartbreak. But even though she's teased a few wins, we do know how Jukebox's story ends and what she was like in power, and so at some point, those wins will definitely turn into losses, and I do feel that any smiles that she has will be short-lived, and maybe Crystal will play a part and be some tough competition when it comes to her audition. She's said to be in season 3, who seems like she's behind Duke in this scene from the season trailer, and she's someone who will do whatever it takes to steal the spotlight, so Crystal is one to watch when it comes to Duke's story arc. Now with all of that being said, that's a breakdown of everything we can expect in Raising Kanan Season 3 Episode 3. It's an episode where we'll see Kanan getting his weed business up and running, and we just need to look out for the clues when he's gonna bump into the older heads like Ishmael Snaps Henry and Ronnie, because that's the next step. Those are his next mentors. Ronnie's also next move is gonna be ruthless, and he's also got his eyes on Rock. So how does Unique play this, and will Duke finally get a win? Drop all your thoughts down below in the comment section, and as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.